So, this mother decided to pay for the entire wedding of her son. They haven't been in contact for years. So, honestly, the son was very surprised this was happening. Little did he know he was a part of a big, long-term con. That's right, a scam. And here's exactly how it went down. My friend is gay and has been with his husband for about 10 years. They had to fight a lot to be together, in addition to being estranged from both families. They work in a very manly, meaning homophobic, field, and had endured all kinds of career setbacks, along with very hostile environments on a daily basis. A few years ago, their company went through high-level management change, and they finally had some relief. Future husband got promoted and proposed to friend. We'll call friend from now on F. Now, after all they've been through, they planned a dream wedding and a big party. Not in a number of people, as I said, they are no contact with family, and obviously have no work friends. But in an extravaganza, it took more than 1 year of intense planning. A few months ago, to everyone's surprise, F's mom contacted him for the first time in almost a decade. She had heard about the wedding, no idea how, and wanted to make amends. To make it short, she was incredibly sorry for how she treated him, that she knew better nowadays, and asked if she could be part of this important event of his life. She even begged him to let her pay for the whole thing. By the way, his parents are quite wealthy, and a very big apology followed. F was over the moon. It looked like everything was falling in place in his life. When he told me about it, I felt uneasy but brushed it off, crediting it to my unforgiving nature and previous hate of her. I've known him for 17 plus years, and even before he came out, she was already what any Satan offspring aspires to be. And mostly because it was none of my business. Future husband also expressed concerns about her sudden generosity, but had to back off because F was so happy having his mom back in his life that future husband felt he did not have the right to take that away from him. Over the next year, the mother made the wedding her top priority in life. She intermediated every transaction, contacted the suppliers back and forth, and basically organized the whole thing. Plus signed over all the checks. Everyone was quite amused that things were going so well, and I almost believe she was a human being for a change. We should have all known better. Flash forward to today, 10 days before the big day. F receives a call from one of the suppliers saying the mother was out of reach and if F had another number they could call. Sure, but maybe he could help. Oh, it's nothing, just an issue with the repayment. Wait, what repayment? The partial repayment on the cancellation. Say what again? F hung up and tried to call the mother with no luck. Then calls future husband, who, being the smart man he is, immediately reaches out to all the suppliers. You guessed it right, she canceled the whole shebang, including the very exclusive, almost a year reservation venue. She took all the matter on her hands to make sure she could sneakily cancel it, to let them find out only at the wedding day. Again, she spent thousands of dollars, even with the repayment she may have got, so she could undo it last minute and make sure the wedding wasn't happening. F just called me in tears, and I've never hated anyone so hard in my life. I'm a pretty hateful person, so that's surprising. How much of a sociopath do you have to be to do that? To go this far only to destroy their only son's happiness? I can't believe it, but joke's on her. We're assembling all the friends tonight so we can solve this because this wedding is going to happen, even if I have to officiate it myself. Alright guys, so here's the update. Hey guys, first of all, thanks to everyone who offered help and support. I couldn't take time to reply to you all, but it was very moved by your generosity. So yes, the wedding happened on Friday and I still can't wrap my head around it. I'll tell everything and it might be long, so bear with me. Me and another friend took some days off work to focus solely on the event. We were in charge to bribe and bully all the vendors to cancel the cancellation. Inception style. It took us 2 days to reach them all. Do you guys have any idea how many details are involved in a wedding? Honestly, if I ever get married, it'll be at McDonald's. Anyways, as a lot of you predicted, most of them were happy to oblige, and the group organized to do it yourself what was left. We also had to make a few changes in the original plans due to budget restriction. To my surprise, the main concern got solved quickly, which was the location. As we expected, it was already booked, but effing future husband's boss was sent from the angels above in a dress suit and immediately offered his house to host the wedding. And guys, why aren't we all CEOs? That was a freaking fairy tale mansion. I completely changed my mind about that McDonald's thing. I also ended up helping with some flower ornaments, and they turned out magnificent. I have a real talent, guys. And at the end, the whole place looked like a perfect dream and, in my opinion, even better than the original idea. Then the food became the main concern. The grooms, especially F, are passionate foodies, and the meals were supposed to be the star of the event. It's where they put most planning, effort, and love. And, well, money, of course. The original caterer refused to reconsider the wedding because the menu was unique and needed several important ingredients, which they claimed to be unable to get in such short notice. But we were fully committed to making it as close as their dream as possible. We wanted to show F that for the one person going as far as she could to make him miserable, there was dozens going even further to make him happy. So pretty much everyone went above and beyond to make that dinner happen, including an angel from the caterer company who went behind their boss's back and handed us the whole dinner planning. I don't know the details since I was on flower duty, but I heard people contacted friends overseas and had them buying ingredients locally, then shipping it to our country on top priority. Yeah, it cost a small fortune, and they freaking nailed it! The dinner was sublime. It almost overshadowed my flowers. I mean, the groom's friends. Finally, the party happened, and it was completely over the top. Not as fancy as initially planned, but with an energy I never expected before. I think because every single person there got involved in some level to make this thing happen. And because their wedding meant a victory over so many obstacles for more than a decade. And well, because queer people know how to celebrate like no one else. You know how every graduation party is fun, but when it's your own, it's so cathartic, because you know how much it took you to get there. F and future husband were so happy and so grateful, and emotional. They kept thanking everybody, and there was so much love in the air, and we were all kind of forgetting the wedding was supposed to be anything different from what it was. And at the end of the night, guys, oh my gosh, I'm tearing up. Okay, so as you can imagine, even with all the do-it-yourselves, the wedding was expensive AF. Because, well, future mother was paying, their plans were quite above what they could afford in the first place. Even with our money gifts and their original wedding budget, they still had to relocate their honeymoon budget to make ends meet. It was fine, they would just postpone the honeymoon. But then, their boss announced that both grooms' departments chipped in to gift them their honeymoon as originally intended. Guys, you must remember my original post where I stated how much they suffered for years at their workplace, and how archaic and homophobic that place I live is. For example, the company's HR several years ago refused to register the relationship disclaimer because, quote, "That's not what a real couple is," and was fully supported by corporate. And now their peers did not only acknowledge their love as much, they gifted them the honeymoon. Future husband, who's been in the company longer and suffered greater, cried so hard he couldn't even say thank you. He just stayed there sobbing for a solid 10 minutes. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So maybe their coworkers are not all close-minded bigots, as we assumed. As a friend of ours said, sometimes we get so defensive due to past trauma that we don't give people a chance to be good. We just assume they will hurt us as, well, everyone else always did, and we cut them off to avoid it. Anyways, the grooms already plan on offering a thank you dinner when they get back from their trip. Finally, about F and Mother. F confessed to me that not even in his wildest dreams could plan a better wedding, and that he never felt so loved. But the mother hurts you in a place that nobody else can reach. Only himself with a lot of counseling and therapy. Nevertheless, all that love at least cleared his mind and made him believe that he can overcome the dark place he is right now, knowing that he'll have people there for him. He's also made me promise to not take any action to get back at the mother, because he knows me too well, and I was going to Google, quote, cheaper ways to mummify people alive. He said any contact with her would only add more to the pain, and he can't even take an ounce more than he's already enduring. Another friend pointed out that she's not your regular crazy, hateful old lady. Unprovoked, she pulled a long, very expensive, cruel stunt. There's no way of knowing how far she can go on vendetta mode, and she clearly has the means that will be very dangerous. So we're not poking that church bare. It'd give us a monetary sense of accomplishment, but would hurt my friends, and maybe put them at risk in the long term. The best revenge is for them to be safe and happy and go full no contact with that lady. Now, I'll get some rest because at my age, you can't party that hard and not suffer the consequences. This is such a tough situation, but I am so glad that OP and friend's future husband can pull this off and make this a success. It didn't matter what the mother-in-law tried to do. They really got her. It did not fall apart like she expected, and they made the most of it. I want to read a comment I found from the original thread. It says, I can't imagine taking what it takes to birth and raise a child, and then choosing to hate them, not because of the person they are, but who they are and how they love, and have the same much hate in your heart for them that you'd go to these lengths to smash them to pieces. Thank goodness for the family you choose. I agree with that, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this story in the comment section down below. There's one more story I have for you today, and here's the title. Ex-wife who's 36, who had cheated on me while we were married, now has cancer with less than a year to live. Wants to speak to me one last time, but I don't want to. Let me explain why. My ex-wife dated from 2008 to 2013, married from 2013 to 2019. And I had a mutual divorce in 2019 after she cheated on me. And since then, I severed all ties with her. Ever since my divorce, I've completely disassociated every remnant of my ex-wife out of my life. And I've completely stopped believing in finding love and don't care for another relationship. The only areas in life I care about now are number 1, progressing my career, number 2, physical health, number 3, finances, followed by hobbies and maintaining a good understanding with my 2 of my close childhood friends. I do have some friends with benefits and a caring of my dog. Now, after 3 years, my ex's wife's parents called me and told me she now has stage 4 cancer, with less than a year to live and wants to see and talk to me one last time. She does say she deeply regrets the pain she caused me and wants to heartfully to apologize. I honestly really don't care even the slightest bit of the situation. I really don't care at all of the situation my ex-wife is in, as I'm currently moved on living a good life and only care for what benefits me. Personally, I don't want to pay a visit to her because, well, when she had the liberty to go out and cheat on me while we were married, it's only fair for me to choose my course of action. And at moment, I feel I only get full closure if my ex-wife passes away. Yet, amidst this, the tiny fragment of morality inside me is bugging me to go ahead and pay her a visit, just to make it appear that I'm gracious enough to grant her her last request. And I'll appear as the bigger man in the eyes of the public, even though I don't really feel bothered about her dying. Yes, I am an emotionally broken individual, and I can sense it, and I'd appreciate it if you can shed some light on what course of action I should take. Drop your comments down below. I can't choose a side on this story because it's such a sad and just horrible thing that's going on. There's going to be a death in less than a year, more than likely, and OP doesn't seem to care. I know there was past trauma there, so I can't pick a side. But I do want to read one comment I came across, and let's have a discussion about it in the comment section down below. It says, I don't advocate to force forgiveness. You're allowed to never forgive and not to be a part of her life. But, quote, I feel I only get full closure if my ex-wife passes away is a wild thing to say, and something you should seek professional help for. You can't rely on the other party to get closure. I do agree with that comment, and just let me know what you guys think of it. Like always, thank you so much for watching the videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.